What is up, YouTube? JAZtrades here, coming at you with another YouTube video. Let's get it. Right now I'm at $24,758, which means I lost $150 earlier today, and have $758 left to trade with. Okay. Before I get into another trade, I want to do some analysis. Okay. On the 4-hourly and the hourly to see what's going on. As you guys know, tariffs are initiated, and that is causing some panic in the markets. But I would say the S&P 500 isn't too far away from its all-time high, guys. You know, it was just, well, yeah, I would say what? It's been about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months since this low. So not too crazy here. But nevertheless, I do want to analyze previous lows with Fibonacci retracement levels, so we can see, you know, what the next level is to, probably bounce off of here. Okay. So let's go ahead and check that out. Okay. To get to Fib, I think it's here actually. Fib retracement. Just click on that. Okay. I want to take this bottom here, which was April of last year. Okay. About a year ago. Take that bottom and the highest high, and we got ourselves some interesting fibs here. Okay. So, okay, let's see here. Let's go to the hourly. Let me just check to make sure that this is the most accurate fib. Might have to lower it a little. Might have to lower it a little bit. Yeah, let's lower that just a little bit, right to right there. Okay, making it pretty darn close to perfect, so we can analyze what's going on here. Okay, easier to see on the 4-hourly since this is such a large chart range. You guys can see like a lot of bounces on fibs, right? Every single time there's a crash. There's a crash right here, fib, fib, crash, close, right? Bouncing off this fib right here. Not anything significant with the yellow fib, but you can see some pretty strong bounces. That's from earlier analysis. You can see some pretty strong analysis with the green fib here, which is the 0.5 at 55.65.25. Other key levels are 54.23.25. Okay, and if it gets down this low to the 0.786, that's in the danger zone, in my opinion. Okay. But let's see if we can go even further down. Let's see if we can take this fib down to this low, which was a really long time ago now. Okay, and let's see if we see any bounces. Ooh, 53.84. That seems to be a pretty strong fib. For those of you who don't know, fib, I use the fib to identify accurate entries. Okay, accurate entries whenever the market is like taking a massive hit. Okay, let's just get rid of this for now. Let's just dump it. Yeah, for now. All right. Look how accurate this is so far. Wow. So the 0.382, okay. Look how accurate this crash was. the 0.5. Okay. But yeah, pretty cool. If you measure the top and the bottom of significant points in history, okay, this one happened to be in October of 2023, okay, you can see fib retracements. So based off this alone, I kind of want to get into a trade. Because we can see here, see if we can shorter term time frame here, hourly, see if we can. That was a pretty strong reversal pattern right on this fib, right? So I really like this trade, guys. I just don't want to lose another 150. That brings me back down to 600. But I like the way this looks, and it's pretty close to that fib, so we're gonna go for it, okay? We're gonna go for it. Let's go for that 1 micro buy-in.
Order filled.
Okay. Sweet. And I got it at 43.97, so we'll put my stop at 43.97.25. So 87.25, 77.25, right? And then 67.25 would be the 30 points down from here. Okay. If we go back to the chart, 67.25 is right here in this area, pretty far down below this fib retracement. Okay. So I'm getting in on this trade based off this fib retracement. Pretty darn perfect off this crazy low, which was a long time ago. If we went even lower, let's take that low. This is really, really low. That actually might be the beginning of the bull market low. Let's see. Yeah, this entire year was a bear market. Remember the video where I drew that out? Remember this? Perfect lines here. And there's another line right here. Just got to measure most of the touches. Okay. And I said, as soon as we broke out of this and then came back out, or came out of it, we almost broke out of it here, but it came back down. And then as soon as we actually broke out of it, and then came back down and retested this line, I told everyone, hey, bull market is imminent, and we were in a bull market. So coming from that low, though, we got a lot of room to go. Okay, so coming from that low, which would be, you know, the most accurate choice here, even if we were to hit 51.50 here during this crash, we're still looking at a bull market. Even if we were to hit, because I go off long-term time frames in terms of bull and bear markets, okay? I wouldn't listen to the noise. Even if we were to hit this point at 48.38, same thing, we're still in a bull market, okay? But as soon as we, here, let me switch to the daily so it's just easier all the way around. Okay. But yeah, like I was saying, if we were to hit this line at 51.48.75, or this one at 48.34.25, still looking at a bull market. The point that I would be scared that we're heading into like crazy bear territory would be if we were to hit this line down here at 4,072. That would be a pretty historic crash, and I think we would continue to go down. We might bounce back up, but ultimately I think we'd go into a pretty bad bear market if that were to happen. So in terms of long-term time frame fib retracement, keep an eye out for these key levels: 5148.75, 4834.25, 4519.75, 4072. Right? If you guys can see that, and we don't need to measure this, but that would definitely confirm a terrible scenario, right? So anyway, if you guys are interested in following my journey, right now I'm playing this fib crash. Okay, it's hitting it perfectly at 53.87. If I were to make it more accurate, and I know I could, I know it's hard to do it, but I'm pretty sure it's 53.85 is the most accurate. Like right there, yeah. All right. So, actually, let's make it accurate, shall we? Let's make it as accurate as possible. We could switch to the hour. Oh, no. Shoot, Kimbobbers. Alright, 4 hourly. Can't do it. Alright. Get as close as possible to get it as accurate as possible. Yeah, that's perfect. Right, guys? Wouldn't you say? Pretty darn close to perfect there. Switch to the daily so it's easier to see. And we can see it's, yeah, like I said, 53.85.25 is the fib I'm playing right now. Looks strong. Hopefully we bounce off that and it doesn't go much lower. I'd be willing to risk a little bit more actually. Let's put our stop at $30 below this fib. So let's do 53.55.25. This is a emergency stop. Okay, that's what I'm considering here. That's my emergency stop. And if we were to hit it, then we're still well within the game. But I'd end up losing quite a bit. So let's check that out. Let's see. We're at 97, 87, 77, 67, 57. That's 200 already. So it would be like $210. So I'm risking $210 on this trade. If you guys are interested in following my journey, I'm going from 1 Tradify account to 5, pulling out of those, buying 11 Belanox accounts. Once I pull out of those, I'm buying 5 Take Profit Trader accounts, taking those 21 streams of income. After I pull out at least one time from all those 21 streams, I will be going for Apex Trader Funding. If you guys are interested in that journey, subscribe down below, comment if you'd like, give me a thumbs up. Really appreciate it. All right, guys, remember, keep it slow, keep it steady. Peace out.